What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Rowdy Player One channel. I am Rowdy, and today we have got the top 10 books of the year, the great year of our Lord 2024. We have got 10 books and one honorable mention because, you got to have an honorable mention, otherwise, it's not legit. So let's get started because I am excited to talk about these books. Every single one of these are fantastic. And I think if you have not read them, then you definitely need to because you will be missing out. So here we go. The honorable mention of this list is going to be Lost Souls by Ryan Skiffington. Excellent book. I thought it was fantastic. Ryan did a great job on this. This is a science fiction book. It's, it deals with this guy named Maximus. One of them dudes. Don't know which one. But it's really good. There's, stuff that happens at the end that literally blew my mind. And it makes me and I just cannot wait to read the second book, which comes out in 2025. Not very far along, actually. I think in the first quarter, maybe first half at least. So I'm excited to read the second one. But this right here, honorable mention, I highly suggest going and checking this out. But it was good. So here we go. The top 10 of the year. At number 10 is, drumroll please, The Envoys of War by Dave Lawson. Excellent indie book. Fantastic. This is debut from Dave, and it was great. He was actually the first author interview that I ever did on the channel, and he's fantastic. And this book is fantastic as well. This is Jen right here and Corden is absolutely hilarious. Probably my favorite character in this book. And Jen is just a massive lady who likes to stabby with the swordy, and drink a little wine. Hey, who doesn't like that? So, Envoys of War, fantastic at number 10. Highly suggest reading this. At the number 9 spot goes to The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. I really, really liked this book. I loved I guess you'd say, found family, the heist situation. Locke is awesome. So is Jacques, and then the twins. I can't remember their names right off the top of my head. And it's really good. I don't know when I'm going to get the chance to read books 2 and 3, but a lot of people told me that this can be a standalone. So I may leave it at that. I don't know. I hadn't decided yet, but this book is great and definitely give it a shot. It's funny, makes you laugh. There's a part in here that made me tear up a little. It's sad. You don't want that to happen, but it was good. It dealt with all the emotions. But Lies of Locke Lamora, number 9. At number 8, we've got Mistborn, The Final Empire's first book in Mistborn Era 1 by Brandon Sanderson. And this was the first, we'll say, it's the second Sanderson book I ever read. The first one was Steelheart, which was his YA, and just to try out his writing, it was great. But this right here, it's heist. Most people know that. It was so good. Vin and Kelsier are fantastic. Like the whole crew. Breeze is probably he's up there, one of my favorite characters of this series. I really liked him, but Vin, just the hardship that she goes through, and then Kelsier is like, the noble sacrificial lamb, if you'd say, to get the empire to rise, so excellent book. Highly suggest you read this, of course, especially if you're ready to, just a little nibble into the Cosmere to see what it's like. This is the perfect place to start. And if you like his writing, in this, it gets better and better, and you will see soon enough on my list on why. But Mistborn, The Final Empire, excellent. Then we got at where am I at? Number 7, The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. This was my very first taste of grimdark, and it was great. I honestly thought this was going to be way darker than it was. Like, I was expecting just constant foul language, constant just death, and, explaining how bad everything is and awful stakes. And it had some, but not neat. It was so good. I was so impressed with how it was. I really thought it would be way darker than it was. And maybe the second and third book does that and on into the First Law series. I don't know, but I was blown away at how actually little it had, but how good it was. Galacta, that's my guy. Then you got Logan Nine Figures, who's good too. And then what's the other guy's name? Giselle? I think it's Giselle, maybe. I really wasn't impressed with him. He's all right. But Galacta, one of the best characters there is in writing. Just excellent, excellent. At number 6 is Dungeon Crawler Carl. Fantastic, excellent. I don't know what all the words I can say about that. I loved that book. It's so funny. Made me laugh out loud multiple times. I mean, it's so good. And Jeff Hayes, who's the audio narrator of it, oh my gosh. Hey, that man should get paid double what he's doing. I don't even know how much he gets, but who knows? But it's unreal, the characters that man comes up with on just so different. And it blows my mind on how good that was. I mean, he was fantastic. And the book is so good. I mean, it's, like I said, it's funny. It's even, heart-wrenching at a couple of times. The beginning is just wild on how everything happens and how you start going down into the dungeon, and then just the bombastic craziness of what goes down in the book is just wild. So I highly suggest reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. That's number 6. Number 5, Red Rising. Darrow, excellent character, of course. Him going up against the Golds is just fantastic. Whenever I think I read this in March, maybe? March or April, I don't remember. And I haven't touched it since. And I don't know why. But, well, actually, I do know why. I didn't have the books. But luckily for Black Friday, I bought all the books. So I have them all. So I plan on reading this whole rest of the series in 2025. And everyone says that book 2 or book 3 is probably the best of all of them right now. Now, supposedly, Red God may be coming out the end of this year or beginning of next year. I don't know. We'll see. But at least I know I should be caught up by the time it comes out, and I am ready for it. I think it's going to be amazing. This right here, what happens with Darrow and his wife in the beginning is tragic, and let's just say his revenge tour for the Golds, oh baby, is so good. If you have not read Red Rising, please go pick it up. You will not be disappointed. Anyways, moving on. Number 4. Now we're getting into the meat. Pick this up. Oathbringer. Yes. This ending is, if it doesn't scream Avengers, then I don't know what you're talking about, because the way this book ends is unreal. I loved it. There were some things that aggravated me with it, with one character, which is, most people know I don't lie. I'm not a fan of Shallan. Just don't. And that's whenever I felt like Sanderson went off the rails with her in Oathbringer. But other than that, that's my only complaint. I loved all the backstory from Dalinar in this. Holy cow, the stuff that man went through to, earlier in his life, to where he gets to in this book is just amazing on what Sanderson wrote for him. I mean, I was blown away. I mean, it was so good. So good. And if you've never read for some reason, which a lot of people don't know about, but if you've never read the cause or Wind and geez, I can't even talk. The Stormlight Archive, please, if you can, do it. It's huge. It's going to take you forever probably to read it, but every book's over 1,000 pages and they are so good. But Oathbringer is one of the best. It's my second favorite book in the whole series. So it's great. And once you realize what you think, especially if you're a Dalinar person, you will absolutely love that book. I feel like it's amazing. Now, it's time for the final three. At number 3, we have Sledge vs. the Labyrinth. I actually just finished this book a couple of weeks ago, if you didn't know that. And it was unbelievable. I've never laughed out loud. Now, Dungeon Crawler Carl is like funny, crazy humor. This is funny, brutal brutality. I've never laughed out loud over a fight scene as much as I have with this in a book. I mean, just the craziness that Sledge puts into like just killing people is wild. I mean, it's so funny. He gets out of just the nuttiest stuff you could possibly think of, and like, how's it even possible? How do you how are you able to do this? And I guess Nick, the author, is just, I don't even know. It's so good. Uh, so good. All I can say, if you like 80s action movies and like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, all them guys with the crazy movies back in the day, please, I beg you, go read this book because it is amazing. And the twist at the end to find out who started the labyrinth, blow your mind. You never even think of it. It's like, there's no way that's how it happened, but it is. So, number 2 might be a big shocker here. Dark Bloom by Molly McCobb. This is my first taste of horror, and it was good. This is the book, the only book actually, that's ever gave me nightmares. And it wasn't even about the zombies. Like, the zombies were kind of scary, but everything that Kate went through before, like the, I guess you say, apocalypse or whatever. I mean, just where the zombies take over, like, it was heartbreaking. I mean, it made me, nearly sick to my stomach on the torture and everything that she went through in this book, this story. I mean, it's Molly did an unbelievable job on writing this book, and I can't wait to see what's next. I mean, it's so good. So please, please go buy this book. It's so amazing. So that's number 2. Whew, hurts my heart on this one right here because that was so good. But the number 1 book of the year, and as of right now, it's probably, yeah, it is. It's the best book I've ever read. Start to finish, Words of Radiance. This whole book, I didn't feel like Sanderson left anything out. I mean, it had everything. It had me nearly in tears. It had me jumping out of my seat, just ecstatic. The final battle in this is just crazy. Kaladin says, what is this, his third oath? Second oath? Second or third oath? I can't remember now which one it was in this book. And oh boy, it got me. It was so good. like them finally being able to get to one of their destinations, on which at the time you like, okay, this is a big deal. But just everything was good. Shalon was good in this book. I think the backstories, yeah, the backstories are all about her in this one. I was trying to remember. Kaladin is what really this book to me is about, but it's really Shalon's, all of her backstory, which was great. You know, I'm not a Shalon fan. I've said that, but this book even was good for her. But Kaladin in this, man, it was unreal. As I said about Oathbringer a couple of books back, please read the Stormlight Archive. It's one of the best, if not, it might be. It's a lot of people's best, like what fic or fantasy series ever. I mean, if not in like the top three for sure. But it is. It's so good. Um, yeah, Words of Radiance, book of the year for me, and it was close. Dark Bloom was great as well, but those two are probably definitely my favorites. But yeah, it was great. So that's all I got. I will have all of these in the description below if you're interested in purchasing any of them. So that way you can just click a link and go to them. But it excellent, excellent. That's all I can say. Hand clap for books of the year. They were all great. Yeah. So if you would leave a like on the video, that helps the channel grow and helps goes out to more people. And leave a comment on, do you have any of these in your top books of the year? What are your top books of the year? What's your favorite book that you read this year? Let me know in the comments and we'll discuss. And yeah, subscribe to the channel because please come grow with the channel and with everybody else. We're wrapping things up, trying to get a little better at every day, and we will continue on. But that's all I got for you. Have a great day.